Okay, we're getting into it. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly about bone broth. Although this is not bone broth, but let's go into it because a lot of you guys think it's the miracle and it's not. Deo. My Deo. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to my very humble channel. Let's get into this. Bone broth. What the frack? Why is it so popular? Why are people raving and cooking it after frickin' the last 10 years of me being online? Now, there's a reason why I stopped prescribing bone broth because I used to cook it myself. I'd go to Whole Foods, I'd get some bones, grass fed, and I would do the slow cooker, and I had a slow cooker. But then the majority of clients that I was working with leaky gut or histamine were like, I've got these weird ass symptoms. And I'd say, are you taking or drinking, bone broth? And they'd always say, yeah. Oh. Or some people would get hyper on bone broth, like it was caffeine. I was like, what is going on? Now, this is years and years and years ago. So now, as time has gone on and I've learned a lot about bone broth, we know now that there is glutamate. That's my dog. Oxalates and histamine. And those three things can sometimes outweigh the benefits of bone broth. But first, let's go into the benefits. My dude, do you want another one? Do you want another pig's ear? Oh, I don't have one. Okay. Take 25,000. Okay, so here you see, if I just Google benefits of bone broth, let's go into some of the benefits and see if they're true. Now, renews the gut and improves digestion. Absolute garbage. How does your body renew? Like, what are you going to do? Just be like a particular animal or insect that can grow a whole new organ and just renew it? Does it seal up the gut wall? So they're nondescript. And this is pet nutrition. Okay, well, they have lovely graphics of pet nutrition, but it can actually help with the sealing up of the gut wall, but which is how you support microbiome. Doesn't matter if it's a human or a dog. Restores tissue and muscle. Does not restore anything. No, the collagen can help support these arthritic joints and ligaments and skin, and it boosts your immune system. If it's got fat-soluble vitamins in it, perhaps. But let's go more into it. The secret health benefits of bone broth. Let's see what it says. Protects the body's joints and maintains healthy skin as the body ages. I don't think it protects the joints. That's absurd. So if I was skateboarding, and it's all in the wording. This is all marketing, my people. That's why a lot of people get sucked into the fasting, into fasting and the eating too much protein, is that they always make it sound so effortless and easy online. It doesn't protect the joints, but it can offer you some collagen, which helps a little bit. What's going to help protect the joints is to not eat sugar, to not drink, to not smoke cigarettes or eat poor quality food or processed foods. That's how you protect the joints. And of course, don't overpound the joints with sports and don't squat too heavy. And that's how you protect the joints. And of course, get good sleep. All right, your gut restores your gut lining. No, it will not restore your gut lining. You can drink bone broth forever and it's not going to literally restore your gut lining. Now, it can help improve the mucus lining in some people, which might feel like you're healed. But really, fixing the gut is a 1 or 2 year journey. And if you do one thing that's wrong, you digress 20,000 times. Now, when you're totally healed and you digress, you don't digress 20,000 times. So we got to be careful with the wording. Fights against food sensitivities. Maybe because the glutamine can help a little bit and does not support the growth of probiotics because there's no prebiotic fiber in it. There's no matrix in it unless you're actually chewing the bones. So the broth itself is not going to help with the growth of probiotics. You need a fiber or a matrix to ferment in the gut for that to happen. So look how easily that we can be duped on some of the verbiage. Immune power boost. Doesn't ever say how. Boost your immune system and aids healthy inflammation response. Nah. I think that the fat soluble vitamins in it can help. I do think that the collagen and the biotin can help. But I don't really think it's going to really fight inflammation because there's a couple things in there, which I'll get into, that might be counterintuitive. Natural detoxification helps expel body waste and more effectively stimulates cell and liver detoxification. Now, let's see if they go into how this is done. Let's see here. Bone broth is one of the richest natural sources of collagen. Yes, that's what they're talking about when it comes to bone health. But unfortunately, collagen has a bad dark side to it. But we'll get more into that. The gut restore effects of bone broth along with its minerals. Now, these minerals have been tested. There ain't a lot of minerals in bone broth, so they tripping. This is what helps your immune system. Nonsense. Bone broth is recognized as a powerful natural detoxifier. It helps to expel waste and more effectively, and the potassium. Now, there's potassium. I will give it that. The detoxification, I don't think so. Let's keep going. Let's see here. And see, that's it. That was the whole article. It didn't explain anything else. So we got to be careful. This is all marketing. Now, let's see. Let's go into more. See what they say. Then I'm going to break down if it's worth it. As I've got little hyperdeo that needs to be taken outside. Now, all these bone broth products, terrible, absolute nonsense. Let's see here. Health benefits of bone broth powder. Nonsense. Okay. Skin, joint, reduce inflammation, gut healing, and properties. No. Let's see this one. Oh, let's go to this one. Where is it? Well, hi, Dale. How are you? You want to come here? Let's say hello to people. Come here, my little doggy. Oh, my goodness. Don't bite my hand. I know you're teething. Do not bite my hand. Do not bite the hand that feeds you. Okay. Weight loss, garbage. Digestion, leaky gut with a collagen. No. Detoxification, I don't think so. Hair and skin, that's a biotin and the collagen. Arthritis, joints, immune system, no. You're biting too hard, dude. You know better. Teeth and bones. Okay, that's that one. Let's see here. I think they're all about the same, right? Nondescript. Let's try this one. You can see it better. Heals leaky gut syndrome. Not. Slows aging, makes you look younger. Not. Boost your immune system. Not. Reduce. They're saying like definitively it does this. Reduce joint pain and increase bone density. Maybe it could help with if there's slightly a bit of calcium if you're low in calcium. Because if you're high in calcium, you can create a problem with your body, improve sleep quality. Oh, they're just making stuff up at this point. Improves joint health, aids in digestion, packed with minerals. Not really. It's not as packed as you think it is. My dude. It's got potassium in it, so it's got a fair amount, but not enough to get you through electrolyte issues. Okay. I think I have to get Deo another bone. Not a bone. A pig's ear. So let me go get that pig's ear so we can get into it. Because I'm not in the mood of him buying my hand. Look at this dog. Okay. My dude, you're getting bigger. Okay. Those bites. No. Okay. Your puppy teeth aren't as sharp anymore. But you're still a puppy. Look at this dude. Excuse me? Mr. Chocolate Brown. Come here. Urgh. He's getting big, you guys. If you do the video comparisons. But look how white his teeth is. I plan to keep those teeth nice and white. But I think I need to give him another pig's ear so I can finish this video. Let's put the sock up, and I hope I don't leave it in. All right, this is an editing point. Okay. I don't want to use up all my chicken ears. Or pig ears, chicken ears. All right, there you go. Okay, guys, let's talk about the truth. Bone broth does have some benefits. Now, you are going to get some minerals in it, and you get a pretty decent amount, actually, of bone broth, of potassium in bone broth. The collagen, there are collagen benefits. Trying to think, the whole immune system and all that, sealing up the gut wall. It is far more complicated than these people or the doctors or anyone is telling you that you could drink bone broth and completely heal your gut. Now, somebody said that in the comment section. No proof. No, I gained this and I lost that, because nobody's going to tell you when the other shoe drops. They're going to say, I lost 60 pounds. It was amazing. And they'll never tell you any difficulties. Y'all know my journey. You will always hit difficulties when you're using one thing too much, because bone broth has a couple things that negate some of the benefits, like glutamate, monosodium glutamate. This is a neurotoxin, and for some reason, it's quite high in the marrow. You slow cook it, especially when you slow cook it, it'll liberate into the water, and there you go, drinking just pure good, bad, and the ugly. So that's a problem for those who've got issues with focus, cognition, memory. I wouldn't be drinking tons of bone broth. That's why these people are like, I'm amazing, I feel it healed my gut. But they're not thinking about all the other properties in it. Another thing is the Roundup. Yes. See, because a lot of the cows are on these big farms. Unfortunately, they have this Roundup, the glyphosate and the sate are floating. If it's a fully grass-fed farm, or even the hay is so expensive. So to get hay that has no herbicides on it at all, no fungicides, no herbicides, not so much. That stuff can end up in your bone broth, in the marrow. Now, some farms really are fully grass-fed. If they're very smart, they know how to rotate, but some aren't. Some are grass-fed, grain-finished. But let's keep going to what cows eat. They eat everything. They just don't eat grass. They eat grass. They eat, plants, shrubs, leaves. They eat a ton of variety of plant food. And a lot of these leaves have high levels of oxalates. And they end up in the marrow. So when you slow cook that marrow out, you're leaching out a lot of oxalates. So if you guys have kidney stones, liver crystals, gallbladder issues, which most of you do, not so much. Not if you're drinking it. Because like I said, when you slow cook things, you liberate it, a lot of that marrow and whatever's in that marrow into the water. The stuff that's in the marrow. Now, if you actually bake that marrow and you spoon it and eat it out, believe it or not, there's less of an oxalate, less of a glutamate. All of these issues that you have are not liberated in the water. You're not drinking concentrated levels of these things like oxalates and glutamate and Roundup. When you put something in water and you liberate it, that means you're liberating a ton of it. And then you can drink it several times throughout the day. That's the problem. Rather than one little section of bone broth and then you are eating it and getting some of the, and this is from beef cows. So, I mean, I would rather that you do chicken bone broth if you're doing bones for the property, for the collagen. But really, the best thing you all need to do is this. This is a meat broth made from cow tongue. I made this the other day. This is what's up. I'm going to pound this down tonight, make a nice soup out of it. This broth has the minerals. It doesn't have the collagen, but it's got the minerals. It has now, if it was a bone broth, then it would have the collagen in it. But for those who don't understand why they're reactive to the bone broth, dude, you ate that fast? Okay. Let's give him some more chicken jerky. Look at this dog. Damn. And I got to do fencing later. Spoiled dog. As he should be. Okay. So another huge, massive problem is the slow cooking process of bone broth. Like to really get the minerals, as they say, like potassium, and to extract the collagen, you really should slow cook it under instead of a pressure cooker over time. But the problem is if you have leaky gut histamine, bacteria is just growing and festering and percolating in that water over time because there's still proteins left. There's like per cup, there's like 7 grams of protein per cup. And you have to consider the amount of protein when you're trying to get into ketosis with the amount of protein in the broth. So if you're drinking it all day long, you also have to factor in the amount of protein you're eating in your main meals or in snacks, which are to stabilize your blood sugar. Meat broth is just so much better. This is what I prescribe to people. I just had too many clients have some type of reaction. So if you're oxalate dumping or you're having oxalate issues, you're having pain in your breasts and your joints and your eyes and all these places, then I'm like, stop the bone broth. Stop. Even though it's got a little collagen to help with the gut wall, the reality is that if you're having histamine response, your gut's not going to heal. So be very careful with this false marketing. Just be very, very careful with it. And I'd rather have you do meat broth because meat broth like this, you don't like lemons. So meat broth only needs to be cooked about 40 minutes. Then you're getting the juices that are being leached and it's simmered, not boiled. You just add salt. That's all you need to do. I never let him up on the furniture until the floor was 30 degrees when we're hitting these like teens and camper. I live in a camper until I get my house built. And the camper floor got so cold. And I was like, oh, he's ice box cold. So I've been letting him up and now I can't get him down. Here he comes again. Round 57. I hope this helps, guys, that if you want the collagen benefits, eat the marrow. Don't do the bone broth. If you want to seal the gut with the collagen or your hair or your skin, eat the marrow or do oxtail or which has as a collagen source as less oxalates as, although you have to put it in a broth, but oxtail, pig feet's even better, chicken feet, even better than doing the oxtail. But the bone marrow, just be very careful. A lot of good and a lot of bad in the slow cooking process. Hot mess for histamine people, leaky gut people, which most people have some sort of leaky guts or they might have some sort of candida, which converts into histamine. So they just react to their skin, the tongue, the itchiness, the this, the that, the joint pain. If you're having a histamine, you could have headaches, you could have joint pain, you could have skin issues, mucus, can't sleep, bloated, tired after eating a particular food. And you're like, why? I don't understand. Bone broth's supposed to be the greatest thing ever. You get these bone broth cult people, same as carnivore cult people. They're just obsessed, but they just haven't learned enough. They think they've gone through success. So my comment section, like, oh, I did this, it was amazing. I'm like, fabulous. If you guys want to learn more, go to stephanieperson.com and book a consultation. And if the consultations are full, I'll open up more dates because things are popping. Also, I run a course. It is a month-to-month subscription-based course where I cover all 3 diets, because some people can't do bone broth. Some people can. Some people cannot do carnivore, or they can't do keto. They can do low carb, high fat. Some can't because they have histamine or super bad hypoglycemia to even the smallest amounts of starch. Some people just don't do well with carbs. And then some people who don't do well with carbs are better on keto but have a gallbladder issue. There's a lot of little moving parts, and I got you back. I got this because I've been doing this way too long and working with a lot of people, as you guys have seen over the years. Yes, life is amazing. I'm about to go put up fencing barbed wire again by myself, because that's how it is when you move to a small town from Los Angeles to Podunk. Stephanie. Yes, that's my name is here, the syntax. But yeah, you can also follow me on Instagram, which is Stephanie Ketogenic, my Facebook fan page, which is Stephanie the business person. I'm 56. I got a ton of energy being in ketosis, and when I don't, I feel like arse. I feel like an elephant's butt star when I pop out of ketosis from stress. Even myself, I've made a ton of mistakes. No guru out there has not made mistakes. If they don't tell you there's mistakes and problems, they ain't being real. And on that note, energy. And well, I'll leave you with this. Meat broth, much better solution. You can use it as a snack. You can put egg yolks in it, butter in it. And if you don't have time to sit down and eat because you've got one of those jobs like a hairdresser or a nurse, broth in a container. Easy breezy, but not a cover girl. And I'm out. Peace. Oh, and the challenge. Working on it every day. Be patient. It's coming soon.